You want me.
No, you don't have to bring the light up on the drawing, please don't. Don't bring the light up on the drawing. It's so hard for art to do performance, you know, especially what I do, because I don't just get up and do a gesture. It has to be set up and rehearsed, and no one really realizes that in the art world. But I started out as a sculptor and studied art history. The minute I began myself to enter in, as you know, into the space and move, it just seemed like a natural for me. I really enjoy performing, as opposed to trying to make an object as a piece of sculpture. In the 60s, I saw these events by artists. They weren't called performances, happenings by artists, visual artists. And the minute I saw that, I thought, this is really interesting. It's what I want to do. So it comes from looking and studying art history and developing, as I said before, visual language. And because I work with video and photography and drawing, I think it's through that, the way I do all these things, you know, and what I use, how I use them is through performative, for sure, through performance. But the reason for the imagery, I think, is more like my interest in literature, art history, and other forms, film. So I was very interested in, for other reasons, in mythology, and so my early work that has no words, and I don't attempt to illustrate, has underneath it references to myth and literature. Dante was something I'd been thinking about because I was interested in his life, this poet who was exiled from Florence and was walking around Italy and you know, writing this great work while he was in exile. It's a very amazing story. It's not part of my piece, and I call it reading Dante because it allows me a great deal of freedom. And I can enter the text, and you're right, it's, my way of dealing with it is just take small fragments. In the late 70s, I saw Maya Daren's films that she made in Haiti. Unedited footage of the stuff she shot in Haiti. So there's just over and over again people making these drawings like this, and then you know they're made out of powder and they're going to go away. So then I began to work. I had worked with blackboards before, but I made a whole piece based on that idea. So yeah, the drawing and erasing. It is like reading. It's related to it. You know, when I first began to use mirrors, I used them in a very formal way. The reason I started using mirrors in the first place was I was reading Borges' Labyrinths, and he inspired me to use mirrors because his stories, his writing is, I love his writing, and his work is a lot about the infinite universe and reflection, and he talks about mirrors in a very, mirrors are monstrous, and he says things like that. So he projects things into a mirror. So that was why I began to use mirrors. And now I started using them, as you probably saw, I use these convex and concave. So I'm using them now in a different way, which is more related to what you say, a mirror is a story. There whirled about that point a ring of fire, so quick it would have easily outsped the swiftest spear circling the universe. This ring was encircled by another ring, and that by the third by the fourth by the fifth, and the fifth by the sixth. And so, too, the eighth and ninth, each one revolving more and more slowly. It's a very difficult work. I don't know if you ever read it. again, it's the journey, and it involves the past, present, and future, and it's difficult because it has, there's so much in it. So that's why I was attracted to Dante.
Since the last time I looked down, I saw I had traversed all of the arc from the midpoint of the first climb to its end. More space of this small patch of earth could I have seen, had not the sun beneath my feet, now moved a sign and more away.
And also, I could use my voice, and I could put all these things into it that I, like language, not real language in the beginning, but the idea of time and collage and sequence and telling a story in that way. And so it gave me a way to speak that sculpture didn't at that time.